to your Superman news video for the week April 4th to April 10th, 2014. Our top news stories in this week's Speeding Bulletin include Captain America officially going head-to-head with Superman Batman, Man of Steel was the best-selling superhero Blu-ray of 2013, and DC Comics will relaunch the Teen Titans in July. Let's take a closer look at these news stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, Disney and Marvel have officially announced that the third film in the Captain America franchise will be released on May 6, 2016, the same release date as the untitled Superman Batman movie. In reply, Dan Feldman, the president of Warner Bros. Domestic Distribution, told Bloomberg that the studio has no plans to move the release date of the Superman Batman film, saying it doesn't make a lot of sense for two huge superhero films to open on the same date, but there is a lot of time between now and May 6, 2016. Australian actor Callan Mulvey spoke to the Daily Telegraph about his recent success in Hollywood, including his upcoming role in the follow-up to Man of Steel. While not able to speak specifically about the film or his still unannounced character, he did say, "Zach is such a visionary, so I know it's going to be an amazing project." David Goyer spoke with IGN.com about where things are at with Warner Bros. And their DC universe of properties, and whether they're trying to emulate what Marvel has done with their superhero movies. As for whether he feels the pressure of trying to make the DC superhero movies successful, he said, "Yes and no. Look, we've been pretty lucky with the films we've done so far. I think right now it's just kind of more of the same, please." Man of Steel was the highest-selling superhero Blu-ray of 2013, beating out fellow superhero releases The Wolverine and Iron Man 3. According to thenumbers.com, 2,722,231 Blu-rays of Man of Steel were sold in the USA in 2013, making the film the third best-selling Blu-ray release overall, behind Despicable Me 2 and The Hobbit: An Unexpected Journey. Man of Steel also made the top 20 in DVD sales for 2013. Iron Man 3 was ranked 39th. Man of Steel sold 1,829,574 copies on DVD. Sadly, no TV news once again, so we jump straight into comic book news, where Comicosity.com spoke with writer Greg Pak to discuss the current story playing out in Action Comics. As for his thoughts on the ethics of whether Superman should or shouldn't kill, he said, "I think it's an interesting challenge to push on him. Whether or not he can or should go all the way, that's a good question, and we'll continue to explore that." With the current Teen Titans title set to end with issue number 30 later this month, DC Comics will relaunch the teen superhero comic book in July with writer Will Pfeiffer and artist Kenneth Rocafort, but no Superboy. Pfeiffer said, "What we probably should be saying is there's no teen hero from the Superman family or the Flash family yet. Something is in the works, but I don't think it's along the lines of what anyone is expecting." ComicBookResources.com caught up with new Superboy writer and artist Aaron Kuder to find out what his plans are for John Lane Kent. With this week's issue number 30 and onwards, Aaron says, "Moving forward, I'm of the mindset that everybody deserves a second chance. In many ways, this story is John's second chance." Comic books we reviewed this week included Action Comics number 30, which was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying, "For the first time since the New 52 began, I feel that the Superman titles, not the Superman family titles, but the actual Superman titles, have something to do with each other." T.A. Hewitt reviewed Earth 2 number 22, saying, "One step forward," and by that, it really was one step, and he gave this a 3 out of 5 score. Justice League Beyond 2.0 Chapter 17 was also reviewed by T.A. Hewitt, who said, "The onset of the Justice Lords crossover is very intriguing," and he rated this one a 4 out of 5. Adventures of Superman Chapter 49 was reviewed by Alyssa Gossage, who rated this chapter a 3 out of 5, saying, "The wisdom of the Kents is important to the Superman lore, and I always appreciate it when they are brought up." Matt Shaw reviewed Smallville Lantern Chapter 4, saying, "If we just take this as a standalone story, not linked with past continuity, it's a darn good one," and he rated this a 4 out of 5. And from last week, Michael Bailey reviewed DC Universe vs. Masters of the Universe number 6, giving it a 4 out of 5, saying, "The only problem I had with this final chapter is how rushed it felt." Superman comics available this week from April 9th include Adventures of Superman Chapter 50 digital comic has been available since April 7th. Injustice Year 2 Chapter 7 digital comic has been available since April 8th. Justice League 3000 number 5. Superboy number 30. Superman Wonder Woman number 7, which is available in a variant cover and a digital combo pack. Smallville Lantern Chapter 5 digital comic will be available April 11th. And DC Comics Supervillains Ultraman action figure is also released this week.
Step out in style with these cool Superman neckties and bow ties. Grab yourself a Superman novelty necktie for $24.95. Or how about a DC Comics Superman bow tie for just $14.99? These and other great Superman ties are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop.
In other news, Sideshow Collectibles is giving Superman fans a chance to win their upcoming Superman 6-scale figure. Head to sideshowtoys.com to enter the giveaway, and just in case you don't win, you can also pre-order the Superman 6-scale figure now as well. Inspired by over 75 years of comic book legacy, Superman takes flight wearing his iconic costume, exquisitely tailored with unmistakable S-shield emblazoned across his chest and posable fabric cape. Interchangeable hands and portrait expressions perfectly capture the good-natured and serious sides of the hero's personality, as well as his powerful heat vision. Crafted with meticulous attention to detail on a fully articulated muscular body design, Superman is ready to protect the city of Metropolis and fight the never-ending battle for truth and justice. Quantum Mechanics unveiled plans to produce a line of art prints featuring the ladies known collectively as the DC Comics Bombshells. Each DC Comics bombshell will be rendered as a museum-quality 18 by 24-inch art print and will be priced at $14.95. Look for them soon at our online store. OnMilwaukee.com took a look behind the scenes of the stage production, The History of Invulnerability, the story of Superman and his co-creator Jerry Siegel, to find out what goes into creating a production of its kind. You can see the full report at the OnMilwaukee.com website, and you can go see The History of Invulnerability at the Milwaukee Repertory Theatre from April 12th to May 4th. Visit milwaukeerep.com for more details. The annual Sydney Royal Easter Show is on in Sydney, Australia now until April 23rd at the Sydney Olympic Park. One of the main attractions of the Easter Show are the show bags, fun-filled bags for little kids and big kids alike. This year there's a Justice League show bag available, which includes Superman merchandise. And that's all the Superman news there was for the week April 4th to April 10th. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning in. I'm Scotty V. It's good to see you. So this week I'm wearing a different kind of shirt. I think this might be the first time that I didn't wear a Superman related piece of apparel for one of my Great Scott videos, but in honor of the Walking Dead season finale that was on a couple of weeks ago, I thought I would wear my Rick Grimes shirt. It looks like, I don't know if you can tell from this angle, but if you're far enough away, it kind of looks like I'm wearing the sheriff's shirt that he wears, and it has a badge and there's buttons and pockets, and it's just a t-shirt, but it looks like it has dimension if you're far enough away. It's kind of like those Superman shirts where it looks like it's a shirt inside of a shirt being ripped open on a t-shirt. And I've had people think, they come up to me and go, wow, I thought you were wearing two shirts. That's so weird. So anyway, it's a cool shirt, and it's a great show, and this is just a shameless plug for my favorite show on television, The Walking Dead. It was great. The season finale was fantastic. The whole season was great. This was, I think, the 4th season now. So check it out if you haven't checked it out. It's not Superman related, but it's a great show, and it is graphic novel related, so it's, you know, there. So I wanted to talk a little bit about this year's Superman celebration. It's been announced that Dean Cain and Billy D. Williams are going to be the guests. There will be others, but these are the first two guests that were announced, and probably the two biggest, the two most famous, the two most geekiest. Not that they're geeky, but that the geeks that go, forget it. You know, the people that want to go and see comic book people and want to see people from the world of geekdom and superherodom these are probably going to be the two biggest. And obviously Dean Cain is huge for Superman fans. He's a guy who is really friendly with the fans. He goes to a lot of conventions. He was just at Wizard World, I think. And he's very friendly. He's very open. He cuts an entire cake, even though people of the Comic Book Men show only asked him to cut the first slice when he's at a Superman celebration party that is thrown by the guys on Comic Book Men, which is another AMC show that you should watch, especially in this realm. It's a great show. It's not a great show. It's a goofy show, but it's very cool, and it has a lot of comic book stuff in it, and the guest stars and Dean Cain, Lou Ferrigno, and things like that. So I think you would enjoy that as well. And Dean Cain's great with the fans. He answers any questions. He's very friendly. He loved his time as Superman. He's not one of these guys who hates the fact that he was that or thinks he's pigeonholed in that situation. The truth is, he's done a lot of things. He has a production company now. He produces things. He did that whole Ripley's Believe It or Not thing on his own, and so I mean, he's still successful. That was probably, as Superman, was probably his most well-known time. Was probably his most famous role. But I think it'd be great to meet him. I'm not going to be able to go. But the weird thing about the announcement is Billy D. Williams. Now, he's on Dancing with the Stars right now, and I guess he's being goofed on every single comedy talk show that there is. But here's the thing. The guy's 76 years old or something like that. Who would expect him to come out and be the greatest dancer in the world? They had Cloris Leachman on a few years ago, and she was horrendous, but she lasted, and people loved her because she's Cloris Leachman. This guy is a part of the Star Wars culture, and that's really all he has to claim. I'm sure he's done a few other things, but that's his big thing, so I guess it's easy to pick on him. But why for the Superman celebration? I've only been one time, and the stars that were there were all Superman related, specifically Superman related. Now, Billy D. Williams played Harvey Dent in the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton, but that's not actually technically Superman related. It's in the comic book world, just like Walking Dead is, but it's not really Superman related. So it's a little odd. I mean, I think it would be neat. There's plenty of things you can get for him to sign, and I guess a lot of the same fans of a comic book character would also be fans of Star Wars and Lando Calrissian, and I mean, he's definitely played a legendary role, and geeks and dorks and dorks, I'm just using these terms, we're all awesome people, would certainly be excited to meet a guy like that, but I would think there would be better venues that aren't necessarily supposed to be dedicated to the one character. So I'm wondering why they're expanding or why they're going outside. I haven't gone back and researched, but I probably will for the captions for you to find out what times there have been other actors that aren't directly Superman related. I can't remember any for reading all the announcements year after year, but it's an interesting thing, and as always, I would like to go. So let me know how it is if you do. Coming up in June already. It's going to be here shortly, even though we just had another snowstorm here and it's April. Thanks for watching, everybody. And remember, I may run Cloud City, but I also love Colt 45.